of our tattoos. Merc, welcome. So yeah, so I like to open up the box in the live and allow other people who have tattoos to actually hop in. So if you guys have tattoos that you want to show on tonight's show, no problem. Select the box and I'll weed you guys in with our selected guests. So we have three guests for you guys tonight, which I'm excited. I usually wait to actually look at the tattoos so that I can watch them with you. Ooh, Mikey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, OTF, what's up, baby? Kenny Wayne, I'm just waiting for everybody to get in here so that nobody misses anybody. I need all three of my guests to select the box. To select the box. Hi, Kenny. Perfect. So if you guys, like I was saying, if you guys have a few tattoos, maybe you want to show your favorite tattoo or whatever the case may be, then just select the box and I'll put you guys in. It's not really a set order. I just put them in there at a time. I'm gonna give ink my whole body. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Merc in as first. Hey, what if it's on my dick? Then we just crop out the mushroom tip. You know what I mean?
Feels good.
Hello, Merc. What's up with it?
Char, what's good? I'm over here vibing.
All right. Well,
A little bit cold. I have my blankie and everything. COVID had to get me right before before the year went over. So I'm like shivering, been
Yeah, I feel that, man.
This new variant is weird. I'm just gonna tell you, like, it makes you get cold and then you're hot and then you're cold as hell and then you're hot. Like,
yeah, but
and then you can't taste anything.
It's a lot better than the other ones because that's how I felt for like 2 days, and now I'm feeling like regular. I got body aches and a real bad headache. So, all right. Well, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the chat and let them know who you are, how long you've been on the app for, before you get into your tattoos.
All right, bet. So I've been on the app since April of 2020. Got in here because of, Corona didn't, I had POF, came in, I used POF for probably a week, and someone said, meet me, bro. If you want to stream, it's going to be easier. You're going to get free gifts. I'm like, what? Free gifts? I'll do is meet me. So I got meet me and, just started building friends, going around to people's live. At the time, I didn't have the ability to gift. That I didn't have no financial anything. So all I did was watch videos. And at the time when I first got there, the video box didn't sit in a lot of top badges, including yours, sitting there watching videos and then go gift. Oops. But that's what I used to do. Because you guys have the trend and stuff. Yeah, the videos didn't stop. So, I'm 37 years old. I'm a ex-minister. I pastored a church for over 3 years, and I was in ministry for about 8 years. Had a couple of things that happened with my family that I had decided to stop. And I feel like this is my pulpit. To be honest, I feel like this is my pulpit because I'm an unconventional Christian. I'm a very unconventional Christian. I smoke, I drink, I curse, but I talk genuine truth. And in the end of the day, the sad part that I find, from being a pastor, that background, a lot of people in religion sadly forget the heart, forget the love, forget the fact that we're all imperfect, forgetting the fact that God is transparent and it says that He has, surpassed all tests. So in the reality is that He says that we could come with confidence to Him because of what He did, not anything we do. You know what I mean? So I live my life in the basis of God is watching me.
Okay.
I live my life on the basis that God is watching me.
Okay, absolutely. We love that. So you sent in 3 tattoos here, so let's go ahead and pull them up and you could just tell us what they mean to you.
Yes.
Start with this one.
Oh boy. Oh my God. All right. I got that tattoo when I was 18 years old. It was a time when I was feeling that a lot of turmoil was in my life. So I got the world. If you guys know what the concept of the yin and the yang, it says that everything in good, there's also some bad, and everything that's bad, there's some good. If you notice in that tattoo, in the good, there's a lot of bad. If you notice, it's pretty big, the teardrop. And in the dark side, there's very hardly any good. So the fact is that my life was in turmoil. Those are 2 things that deeply affected me as a child. The fire means if I keep living this way, if I keep living in this type of lifestyle, my lifeline is going to get cut short because I didn't turn it around, but the thing doesn't go around all around my arm. It was done that way on purpose.
Okay. I love that. I love that meaning for that. You have another one here. Okay. Dog. That
I
was a
literally listen. I'm gonna be honest. I literally got that one for free. My boy was like 150. I'll give you two. The other one's gonna be a small one. I'll do this one. I was like, bet. He put it in my back the same day I got the one in my arm. So it was
okay.
like the eyes behind my back.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Short and sweet. And then he got a name right here.
This is probably my most special tattoo, respectfully. It's a tattoo of my daughter's name. My daughter in over I haven't seen my daughter in about over 4 years now. Is she was kidnapped when she was 3 years old. So I've been dealing with that for that, and that's her name, Michelita. That's what at least what I called her. Her name was Michelle. Is Michelle.
Right. Well, yeah, that definitely I do. I'm just a firm believer in just the healing and the that tattoo
Thank you,
therapy does
Morgan.
for your body and just for things that you go through. So I love that for you. Are you planning on adding anything on there?
See, I have like plans to get my whole back done. You know what I mean? But I just haven't found the right artist because I think it's uh it's a very deep tattoo for me, the one I want to get on my back, and it's gonna be layers on it. I'm gonna have flames, two sides, red and blue. I'm gonna add a happy face dog on my left shoulder. I'm gonna have red, and blue. Red will be in the bad side. Blue will be in the good side. Um, Pretty
Okay.
much gonna have small medallion pictures in each side of a division of a Gemini sign.
Okay.
I'm a Gemini.
I love that. I actually have the good and evil representations on my chest as well. I've got
Yeah.
my angel and my devil here. And I see a lot of people who do have that, who have got their bodies split up in good and evil. And I just love that for us. So, well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for being our first guest on Behind the Ink. Is there anything else you want to say to the chat?
I want to honestly say, Char, you know, I think that you're doing an amazing job. I came in yesterday, right before you came out. You were in your prayer. I tell you this: do not diminish prayer. Do not, I don't know what you're going through. Why were you praying like that deep? But it's important. It's the connection. It's the ladder to heaven. It's where we can reach in and pull out. I pray for people every day, and if anybody needs any prayer, believe me, I believe in power of God. I believe in the power of God, and I've seen healing. I've seen healing firsthand, and I believe that God has the power to do that. Keep
Amen.
doing what you're doing. Keep showing love. Keep you know putting the love of God first, and you're gonna do amazing things. Believe me.
100%. Well, I appreciate
Hey,
that. Thank you
Lorray,
so much. Thank
that's
you
my
so much
love
for
right there.
being on.
Oh, by the way, hey. By the way, I forgot to tell you, Lorray is actually my gonna be my wife this summer. I met her on live, and this woman saved my soul. I swear to God, like I was in a bad place, and Lorray, brought me back, and that's why you guys see me smiling a lot, respectfully.
Oh, I love that for you guys. I love that for you guys. All right. Thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate you being here.
Ooh.
All right, guys, if you guys are just now getting here, that was our first guest on Behind the Ink. You see how easy it is, and you don't have to have, thank you, Mickey. You don't have to have a bunch of tattoos. You don't got to be super blasted to be on the show. If you guys want to hop in the box and show off just one tattoo, two tattoos, or whatever, then hop in. And we still got two more guests on the show, you guys. Paige, are you ready to go? Miss Ashley, I'm going to save you for the last. Paige, are you ready to go, girl? Thank you so much. So if you guys have just one, two tattoos that you want to show, just hop in the box and I can cycle you guys in there. It doesn't have to be a lot. Maybe you just got that one tattoo that means a lot for you guys. Just hop in the box. Make sure you guys favorite all the gifters, Mickey, Bossy, and Dom Daddy, please. I only got two. It's okay. Wolf, hop in the box and show them off. Hop in the box and show them off. If you're looking fantastic, I first watched your stream, know how hard you work and everything in the past. Props to you. Thank you, baby. And it's not done. It's never done. Gary, welcome. Thank you. So if you guys didn't know, this is a featured show I do every single week. So if you ever find somebody on the app who has tattoos, please invite them to my show. Invite them to my show and let me know. Cash. Okay. Hey.
Hold up, I can't hear you. I'm going back in. How are you doing?
Okay. Well, that didn't work out too good. All right, let's go. Paige, I'm putting you in the box. You ready? Let's go, girl. Let's go.
I called.
All right, you guys, we still got A.
I called out yes, and I was like, wait, she can't hear me, but you let me in anyway. Like, you were like, are you ready, Paige? I was like, yes. Like,
All right, how are you, girl? Thanks for being our second guest on Behind the Ink tonight. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the chat and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm just like chugging Red Bull. Thank you, because I have not slept in so long, Gary. Oh my goodness. Okay. I honestly have still been telling people that I've been streaming for like 6 months, but I didn't realize that time had really caught up to me. I've been on the app since probably February, March last year, so probably almost a year now, which is really exciting. My health hasn't been too good lately, which means that I've had to take sick leave from work. Oh my goodness, Gary. So because of that, I've been home a lot. I've been adopting way too many cats. I was on Kitty Commanders. I had 6 cats. I've reduced the amount of cats I've had because it was just getting out of control. Because I've just been.
Cats? How many do you have now?
I have 4 now. And it broke my heart to have to eliminate. Like, it was just, oh my gosh, Gary. So I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. I'm so tired. I can see. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well as well. So
on, right?
Pardon?
I said the show must go on, right?
That's right. Oh no, that's how I feel. I was like, oh, I can't let you down. But I was like, oh. Anyway, so I've been on about a year, but because I've not been able to work, I've been at home with my cats and writing a lot of music. I'm big on the music. Ty would know that. I'm on Idol currently, and I've I forget what I was gonna say. So I've been streaming like every day, which wasn't a thing that I was doing. I wasn't really regularly streaming. Hi, Madge. And then now I'm streaming every day, pretty much all day. It's becoming a bit of an addiction. I'm sure you know how that is. Yeah. But that's me. I don't really know what else to say. Boop, 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 boop.
All right, well, I've got a whole bunch of stuff for you, so we can just get right into the tattoos. If you guys are just now getting here, this is our second guest on Behind the Ink, Paige, so make sure you guys hit her with that favorite. And we also have one more guest for you guys, Miss Ashley Ann. So stay tuned for that. So I'm just going to run through no specific order, and then you can just tell us what these things mean to you, all right?
Sure, that'd be great.
All right, let me switch us up here.
Lordy!
Okay, so the first one I have for you, it looks like an outline.
Yeah, so that one's not finished yet. It is an outline. It was a drawing. I'm sure Lord Forth is so excited to be here for a specific reason, which we'll get to. So this one is. Am I supposed to show it? So
no,
this one.
That's what. No. Sit, if you could.
There.
Yeah, if you could sit down, because don't show it. Yeah, that's why I have the pictures so that you can sit and talk to us.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, so I'll show the tattoos and you tell us what they mean.
So. I mean, this one is just, it didn't have a particular meaning. I wanted to get some sort of cat. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I just think the lion, symbolizes power, it's just like a lioness. I feel like I'm so obsessed with cats that I needed some sort of big cat symbolism there. I don't have a lot of meaning to that one.
Okay. All right. All right, we'll move to this one. You got the play button.
Yes. So this one is the play pause, and it's specifically on my middle finger for that reason, as to like if somebody is giving me a hard time, it's that whole pause, like take a moment. I didn't mean it to be like an aggressive STFU, but right. It was just more like it's time to pause, like slow down. So it's not meant to be the plays. It's like play pause, but essentially it is the pause button. Just like people need to slow down and take a break sometimes. Okay. Take a break, take a chill.
Boom. Here's your sign, I see.
I guess this one is fairly obvious from my wrist. This was the first tattoo I ever got. Originally, it was done. Me and my sister both wanted to get. Oh my gosh, these roses! Both wanted to get something done on my 18th birthday. So this is what we did. We both wanted to get our star signs in some sort of way. My sister got really creative and wanted to get the constellations because we love the stars, and we were always chasing our horoscopes, and we chase the stars everywhere we go. So my sister got Capricornus and I got Pisces. So that is how Pisces looks in the night sky. Originally, it was a really bad job, so I've only just had it touched up with the dots because it was all dot work and the ink blended. So I've just recently had that redone with the Pisces and the dots to make it more prominent where the stars are. So you can see that in the night sky like that. If you're a Pisces, that's how we look in the sky.
So I love that. I love that. I haven't got an Aries yet, but that's definitely something I want to get.
That's awesome.
Okay, so if you guys are just now getting here, everybody, this is Behind the Ink. It's a show that I do every week, just about tattoos, because as you can see, I'm clearly blasted and all of my work have meaning. So I just kind of, it's just kind of something we do every week. So if you guys know anybody who's interested in being on the show, please send the invite and let them know we're here. We're going to get back into the tattoos. And make sure you guys hit page in the box with a favorite.
So this one originally was pretty basic. I know a lot of people have the arrow, and sometimes I sort of shame myself at feeling like, thank you, legs, that it's just one of those basic tattoos. But originally I got that one. That was actually the second tattoo I got because I was going through a phase in my life where I didn't have a lot of direction. So it was actually just sort of a reminder to me to keep moving forward. In if life draws you back, it's going to shoot you somewhere beautiful. So it's more like a bow and arrow. And then it sort of become more personal to me as like Cupid's arrow, because I'm a total romantic. So that's what that was. A reminder to keep moving forward and find direction.
I love how you yeah, was it washed? Yeah, I love that. I love this so much. This that it's going to shoot you in just a bright direction. I really like that. That's a very good meaning behind that tattoo. Yeah, I really like that. That's super dope. Okay, so boom, you've got some really great meanings to your tattoos. So check these ones out. Small, little, probably huge meaning to them.
Little sun and moon. I mean, that just speaks for itself. It's kind of like similar to the angel demon on your shoulder, except sun and moon. It also has that it's also another romantic Suki love story as well. I don't know if I'm sure you guys would have heard, the sun and the moon are in love, but they can't be together because of time and distance, and it's very rare that the sun and the moon will be seen together, even though they have that love. So it's kind of another a love situation there, but also
I love that. It's a good way to look at things.
Rise with the sun, fall with the moon, even though lately with stream I've been totally rising with the moon and falling asleep with the sun. But so be back with.
I love the meaning for that. I think for me that represents like a lot in my life. Like they're so far away that you just can't ever, think of anything happening between it, and they never really touch distance and together. I really like that. It's a great meaning for the tattoo. Okay, so, oof. All right, here we go. Another one. Thank you, legs. Make sure everybody favorites legs.
Thank you. So this one actually has the most standout meaning for me, actually, even though it doesn't look like it may. This one's on the back of my arm. The butterfly is in the. So this is a mental health awareness statement. It's a butterfly in the semicolon. That's right. It sounds like you know what that means, charismatic. A lot of people may not. The semicolon, obviously, in English represents a full stop and a comma, meaning, for example, a sentence should have ended but didn't. So breathe and continue. And that is literally the whole meaning of what it means for mental health. If you're going through a really tough time, if there's hardship, a lot of people see it as a suicide survivor statement. Other people it's mainly based around suicide awareness, but it is also mental health awareness in general. Instead of ending your life with the full stop, breathe and continue, which is why I had turned the page. My name is Paige. That's why I did it with the I. So basically, don't end your story. Just breathe and continue, turn the page, start a new chapter in your life.
Love that. Can you go over to the side a little bit for us? My box is covering up your face.
Oh my gosh. What is that? Oh my gosh, bitch! That was amazing. I've never had that before.
I really like that. And then, is there any reason why the if you go over the other way, just away the other way, so you got to go the opposite way for your face. You're being covered by the box. There you go, right there. We could see you perfect, just like that. Yes. Okay. So, is there any reason why the dot is red on the eye, or is that just a?
It's because obviously page, being turn the page, would be spelled without the I. So it's just indicate that difference is there for my name and also for turning the page in a book.
Okay.
So
I like that.
to represent both of those.
So were all your tattoos done by the same people, or were they different?
Many different, because I move around a lot. So it's just, I have to keep finding new people as much as I'd love to stick with certain people.
I get that. I've met a lot of people on this show that are the same way. They travel around, they get a new tattoo in every spot that they go to, and I get that. Okay, so
I intend to be covered. I intend to be. So Honey is my cat's name.
Okay.
So that's just my cat's name. So yeah, my honey bunny. Where are you, Honey? Honey. Okay. He's a Garfield-looking big fat ginger cat, and I've had him for about 6 years. And I got him in a really hard time in my life, and he ended up going missing. And then he was missing for about an entire year.
Wow.
And it was a really hard year for me, and I just didn't think he'd ever return to me. And then I got a call that he'd been found. He was still alive, and he came back to me in a time where I thought I was going to give up. So I got that tattoo then. Like, Honey came back to me, and he's been with me.
So I love that. I love that so much. Okay, we got a few more for you.
Okay, so this is on my butt. I can obviously not show you. This is directly on my bum cheek. I don't think I need to explain that. I'm not going to explain.
Okay, I guess you like to be good. Yeah, okay, no problem.
So that's all I can say about that.
All right, well, we will definitely move on to the next one. We like the bun tattoo. You love that.
So this is the chakras. So this is a Hindu and Buddhist statement for a lot of people, but it's also just a spiritual statement. I'm actually Catholic, and I'm very, very religious, but I like to consider myself spiritual because I am very involved with all the religions, not practicing, but I'm very spiritual. So this is this was in a time when my sister started teaching yoga, and we were reading a lot about yoga, which linked a lot to Hinduism. We went to a lot of temples and learned a lot about the chakras. So these are the chakras. This is in Sanskrit language. The chakras are the 7 energy centers of our body that in Hinduism. There you go. So starting from the base chakra at the bottom, which is at the bottom here, the base chakra is supposed to represent grounding and survival. It's linked to our feet. Then the one moving up is the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is how we express ourselves physically, so it is linked to all sexual organs.
Okay.
Moving up, we have the solar plexus chakra, which is our stomach and our butterflies and how we feel in our gut. It's not more, although it's linked to the stomach, it's more actually to do with how we feel in our stomach and trusting our instincts.
Okay.
The middle one I've got massive, and it has some green in it, which you can't see. But that's the heart chakra, and I've got it big because I definitely follow my heart, not my head, although that's not the best thing sometimes.
Right.
So that's the heart chakra.
Okay.
And moving up, we have the throat chakra. So that in just like the sacral chakra means how we express ourselves physically, that's how we express ourselves vocally, obviously being the throat. And then there is the third eye chakra, which is right here, which is why you see people that are Hindu or Buddhist wearing the bindi. That represents their third eye, which is what we believe in that we cannot see. So that's all about that. And then the top one is the crown chakra, which is our brain and our mind. So the chakras all together, they believe that if you are unhealthy in any way in your life, whether it's physical, mental, or anything destructive is going on in your life, they think that it's because one of your chakras is actually uncentered. And if you can figure out which one of those it is and work on it and try and realign it so that everything is in balance, you will become healthy and everything will heal again. So it's more about just paying attention to what areas of your life you may be failing in, whether it's sleep, social connections, vocalizing yourself. You know, are you having a healthy sex life? Are you getting out enough? Are you being active in every area there? Using your mind enough, practicing your spirituality. If one of these is not being achieved and centered, and also it can be also overachieved, in which case you would still be unaligned. If you keep everything balanced and you live a simple holistic life, then you can be healthy in every way without, it's kind of natural. It's all goes down that natural sort of medicine path.
Yeah, that's fire. I've never even seen or heard anything like that, but that's really fire.
Wow.
On the balance.
The
So that's fire. I would love to get something like that, very small. I would love that.
You should read up about the chakras.
Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely will be looking into some stuff.
A lot of people, you see a lot of people just with that one, like the two top ones, or like one or the other, being the third eye or the crown, because it moves its way up. So if you achieve the crown chakra, basically you've achieved life in its full.
Right,
So.
that's really fire. Okay, you guys, if you guys are just now getting here, we're still on our second guest. We have one more guest for you. Type 1 in the comments if you guys are still in here. Let's go. Type 1 in the comments. All right, here we go.
Okay, so this one I'm gonna try not to be a tearjerker on. It's got the anchor above. This is obviously my great grandparents, grandma and papa. They were my favorite people in the entire world. I don't want to go too much into this because I will be a crying mess. I was lucky enough to have known my great grandparents really well. They passed away 98 and 99 years of age. They were incredible. Papa was a war hero and a sailor, hence the anchor. And grandma was
move over, girl. You when you lean that way, you're blocking your face.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So
it's okay.
So,
it's okay. It's okay. So that's definitely I love the memorial tattoos. I feel like the more that I see, I like to always see the ones that are not just plain and rest in peace with the date.
Yeah.
They're just things like that. So let me go ahead and share the tattoo. We can continue talking about it.
Oh, okay, I thought we were moving on.
No.
So the willy wagtail birds. So they were obsessed with willy wagtail birds, and since they passed away, actually, willy wagtail birds started breeding under my grandparents' wharf every year, and they now go crazy, and there's breeding everywhere of willy wagtail birds. So my whole family, whenever we see a willy wagtail birds, I don't know if you have them where you are, they wiggle their bums and their tail feathers. They're so cute, and they squawk super duper loud, and they're really savage if they have nests, and they'll jump on your head. But they are so cute, and so whenever we see a willy wagtail bird, we literally, my whole family will whisper hello to grandma and papa, and that's what we believe is their spirit.
Oh,
that's what that is.
Love that.
Okay, so this one is This Too Shall Pass. This is one of my song titles. So pretty straightforward. It's basically if you're in no matter what situation you're in, and no matter how hard or what's going on, this too shall pass. Time will heal all wounds, basically.
Yes, I love that. Okay, you have some really great tattoos, great meaning behind them. I love this.
So I don't like the two triangles don't have a lot. That was really purely decoration. The lotus flower is actually another Hindu statement, even though I'm not Hindu, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful religion. So the lotus flower is the only flower that grows from the mud, which to me was really significant in the meaning that if you're in a destructive path, if you're in a messy area of your life, if you feel like you've been kicked in the dirt, something beautiful can grow out of that. So basically, from the most horrible storms come the brightest, most beautiful rainbows. We can grow from the mud.
Love that.
Okay, so I was gonna get peace. Oh my God, Lord. Okay, so this, I'm just gonna put it out there and say that this was for Lord Forth.
Wow.
My Lordy. So originally I was gonna get tattooed there, peace be with you, because in church obviously we exchange that greeting at a certain part of the service, and we shake hands and say peace be with you. So I wanted to have peace be with you on my hands. In another way, I did want to have something on my prayer hands to God. I pray a lot, so it just worked out to be that I was crushing heavily on Lord Forth, and I decided to have that instead. So
Wow.
I guess kind of can be a bit of both. It's not like if it is for him, but it can be seen as, oh, I'm just, yeah, my lordy. Is both. Yeah, I have a lot of people shake their heads at that one, but
I've
it's
got,
also
listen,
my lord as well.
I've got my top 11 people tatted on my body right now. So I've got all my emojis and
Oh, really?
yeah, I've got Dizzy right there, Exotic, Turk, Chris, Raider Rob, Raider G. You've got Truly over here.
Oh, it's
Dalvin.
really,
Yeah.
I love Truly. That's amazing.
So
I love that.
I've got my and I've got to get Denby and things like that. I'm doing a total of 15 of them. So there's that. So I definitely love that. I love that. I mean, I just love that. I think it's funny that it's right there and it's my life. It's funny that you went from peace be with you to my lordy. So I just love that for you. All right. Well, it looks like that's the last tattoo that we have for you, girl. I feel like I know so much more about you. This is our first time ever really like talking.
I know.
So,
I have been to your streams. I have commented and say hey, but obviously your comments are just like.
yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's understandable.
I don't know if you saw my post. You were one of the first 30 people I ever favorited. So I have been watching you over a very long period of time.
I love
But
it.
it's great to finally actually get a chance to speak to you as well. I'm honored.
Yeah, and I feel like I just learned so much about you just by the tattoos that you have on your body, which is why I love to do this show, because I feel like it just really lets me see people and hear their stories about what they're being to. I love your the semicolon butterfly and the turn the page. That one really resonated with me, as well as the mantra and the one here. I really like that tattoo. So
Thank you so
like,
much.
love
That
that. I
means
love
a lot, actually.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
So thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything else that you want to say?
Nah,
All right.
thank
Get some
you.
rest, girl. I know you've been up for a while and that you wanted to. Yeah, I will. I'm going to take a nap and lay down a little bit. I'm feeling a lot better now. God willing, I'll be good and I won't have too many more symptoms. I'm just trying to stay vitamined up, and the show must go on. I was feeling up to it, and I wanted to I have some great guests on the show. We've got Miss Ashley Ann coming up next. So thank you so much for being here. And let me hit you with that favorite as well. I favorited you. Feel free to battle me anytime you go on.
I tried to get it through all quick. I have a lot. They're just small, and so it was hard. I'm sorry, but
no, you
take
did great. You did great. I'm really glad. If you guys favorited Paigey, type 1 in the comments right now. If you guys hit her with that favorite, type 1.
Oh my
Type
god!
1. Type 1.
Wow!
Type 1.
What?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That's
Yep.
insane, you
Yep.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you, so much, girl.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for the gifts too. That was so lovely. Bye, everyone.
All right, guys, if you guys are just now getting here, that was our second guest on the show. We still got one more guest for you, Miss Ashley Ann. Super excited. She's got great work too. Let me turn my heater on. It's freezing. It's so fucking cold down here. Oh, I think she's got that. Give me just a second, guys. Oh. My sliding glass door was open, just cooled down the whole house. Shit. Woo, okay. Okay, so thanks so much for being here, you guys. If you guys are just now getting here, we've got one more guest left for the show, and I'm excited for this one. I seen her tattoos last week, and I was like, okay, I see you, Miss Ashley. How you doing, girl?
Nobody would ever guess it about me. That's the funniest part. So,
All right.
hi, everybody.
All right, well, introduce yourself to the chat and just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been on the app. If you got anything you want to plug, please do so.
Okay, so my name is Miss Ashley Ann. I have been streaming for about a year and a half now. coming up on 2 years. I started with COVID. It kind of like helped, a lot for me,
Yeah.
especially, COVID is tough for a lot of people, especially for me who's used to being very social and very outgoing. I was a bartender for 12 years, so I'm not really used to not being social. So it was definitely really hard for me, but this app definitely helped a lot. So I'm very grateful for all of the friendships that I made on here. I kind of more so am like really silly. I like to just BS with my friends, and that's kind of my thing, my niche. I do kind of like a play on Impractical Jokers, where I have people go out and do a "Hell yeah" out in public. We do that "Hell yeah" contest, which is absolutely hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, it's super funny. And it's just, just to be lighthearted, and I like people to just do silly things that to make themselves laugh just as much as make somebody else laugh. I think life's too short to be taken so serious. So I definitely just try to be funny and have a good time with all my peeps. So
Yeah, I love that.
that's kind of like where
So
this.
are you doing another one, another Oh Yeah contest or what?
We are going to be doing another one. So as you know, I am having surgery coming up, so I'm not going to be able to do it before my surgery, unfortunately. I got to get ready for it. I'm going to be feeling a little tired, than the like weeks leading up to it. So it's a lot to do, and I'm very nervous. I'm excited. I can't wait.
I'm very
It's going to be great. So
I love that. Okay, well, she's got some great work, so I'm definitely excited to just hear and to just hear the stories behind the ink. So if you guys just got here, this is our third and final guest on Behind the Ink. Sheesh, you got some great work, girl. You got some great work. All right, so here we go, you guys. Let's get it in. All right, Bink. Okay, so
if you look, you can't really see it in this one, but this is actually a cover-up piece. So I had this diamond tattoo on my wrist that I got with a bunch of girlfriends that I'm not friends with anymore. Right. We got that matching tattoo that, you just regret, excuse my language, that you totally regret, Yeah. So it didn't look like a diamond. It looked like a parachute. So I went and got it covered up. And that is, so I told him, I said, what can we do to cover this up? And he's like, well, because I really did want to keep all like black and grays on my left side. And he was like, girl, I'm sorry, we got to put color in there. So I decided to kind of take it, and what I have is like I have all my reds on my right side and I have all my blues on my left side.
okay.
So these are my blues, and that rose is covering up that horrible parachute. Okay. And he had given me a locket that looked much different than that. And I actually have this locket that I inherited from my grandmother, and that's actually the locket that she gave me.
Okay.
And it has, the one that I have though has an amethyst on it, but I didn't want to change my blues, and put in purples there. So I just had him change the color, and I went with the blues. So that was, I kind of tweaked it a little bit after he gave me something. And, I trust my tattoo artist very much. He's the only one that's ever put ink on my body.
Yeah.
So I trust him 100%. And I just gave him free rein and said, come up with something to help me cover this diamond tattoo and we will be good. And that's what he came up with. So that is actually one of my favorite pieces too.
Yeah, it's actually really good work. And like you were saying, that there was a diamond or a parachute or whatever underneath that blue rose, you can't see none of that. So he did phenomenal. Yeah.
And I do have another touch up, like to kind of finish it up. It, as time goes, the color fades a little bit. So I definitely do have one more session for the cover up, but that was actually, I got that one done 4 years ago now. Right. So in 4 years, I haven't needed to touch it up, and I'm just going to go hit it with a little bit more blue and I'll be good to go. But
yeah, it actually looks great. No, I'm on stream, baby. It wasn't calling you.
The wrist does not feel good. That's for sure. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably the worst point, is like that little tippy point on your wrist is probably my worst. And I've had some pretty painful areas, and that was definitely one of the rougher ones. But I think, and this is,
Sheesh.
so this is one that I am still working on.
Fire.
It is, that is a concept piece. My tattoo artist said, hey, I got this piece. It's going to be perfect for your leg. Can I do it? And I said, okay, let me think about it. And he sent me that picture. And then I gave him a different picture yet again. The woman down there, that is actually my mother holding a, that's my mother's like wedding picture where she's holding, she's holding up a umbrella.
Yes.
So I changed it up just a little bit, but that is my family's wedding dress. So my aunt got married in that dress. My mother got married in that dress. My cousin Nikki got married in pieces of that dress, and my sister as well. So I get the remnants of it, and that'll probably be in my wedding dress one day.
Fire. I love that. I love that. I can't wait to see once it's done.
Yeah.
When do you
So
come back? After.
I was in a really bad car accident. The reason that I have not finished it yet, I was in a really bad car accident about 6 months after I started this piece. Actually, no, 4 months after I started this piece. And I had to have, I had rods drilled through the outside of my leg because I fractured my hip and femur, and I shattered every bone in my foot and ankle. So I actually have some holes, unfortunately, that are drilled in there that we are waiting to heal. That way I can like finish it up, but we got to let the scars heal a little bit. So,
right.
but then it'll be finished, you know, it'll be good.
So how much did you pay so far for this piece and for your other piece?
Ooh, for the other one, he gave me a really good deal. He only charged me $300, but he has been my tattoo artist for, he charged me $300.
Yeah.
He's been a friend of mine and my tattoo artist for the last, oh God, my first tattoo, he did my tramp stamp when I was 18 years old. So
you heard it here first. She's got a tramp stamp.
that was my first tattoo
How many of y'all
ever.
have tramp stamp? We're on. Don't you lie.
Right?
How many
If
of
you
you
got
guys
one,
got
put
a tramp stamp? Type 1. Alpha, I knew you had one.
Right? So he did that one. I walked into his shop when I was 18 years old.
I can't. Yeah, I know you didn't send that in, but tell us what yours is, Ash. Tell us what yours is, Ash.
Mine is just like some like trashy flowers across my flower back. that like they got shorter and don't look as long since my backside like grew. They don't look the same. I'm gonna throw it out there. They don't look the same.
As they did when you first caught them at 18.
That'll be the next one that I get covered up. So that was I walked into his shop when I was 18 years old, and he and we actually dated when I was in my like mid 20s. We became friends. We dated for a little while, and we just stayed friends. Like we kind of realized like, holy crap, we keep dating. I got too many open pieces right now. We can't be dating. So he and I have just remained friends. We've been friends for 17 years. So he takes very good care of me. In total for my leg, I'm only 9 hours in. And
Choose how many sessions, 2 or 3?
I'm at 2 so far. I've got 2 to 3 more to go. Just because the scar tissue is going to be really hard to color.
Yeah. It's going to be a little
So I'm actually going to be finishing that up here pretty soon. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, in those 2 sessions, I did a 7-hour session, and then I did a 2-hour session where he just kind of cleaned up the lines, just making sure that like we didn't lose any of his tracing from the woman at the bottom, because that was kind of like the last thing that he's focused on. So I did go in about a year and a half ago for him to like finish up the tracing and making sure that we didn't lose anything.
Wow, now I see what you're talking about. Okay, guys, so let me show you the first one of hers where she was telling us about the cover up, right?
So yeah, you can see.
Uh-oh, my Christian Mingle's going off. Hello. So there's the diamond, the cover up on that. Okay, now I see it. And that's why you put that color in on it.
Yep. So that's why this arm is going to be all black and gray with like little pops of blue on it. So I've got another couple things that I've got some ideas going on, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, we got one more super bright. This is, you said, your red side.
This is my reds. This actually, I got this done when I was 19 years old. So I got this done 14 years ago, and it looks pretty good. I've only had it touched up once. I have one more touch-up session because we're going to actually extend down the bottom so I can finish out the roses. I'm going to do a full dozen on my entire right arm, and I'm going to actually place a song on there for my mother. So those musical notes, that's actually the main riff for Stairway to Heaven. My dad, when I was in high school, my dad got really, really sick. My dad had colon cancer. And my dad has cancer now that he's battling, and this is his second bout with cancer. Yeah. So in the first one, we really thought that we were going to lose him, and everybody gets all these memorial pieces for their family members after they pass. And I wanted my dad to see what I was going to do for him as far as like a tattoo. So I didn't want him, I wanted him to know like how much that I needed him and how important it was for me to like have these memories. And my dad used to play Stairway to Heaven for my sister and I to put us to sleep when we were growing up. So that is like my homage to my father, I guess you could say.
I love that.
Yeah. So I'm a total daddy's girl.
How much did he love it?
Oh gosh, he loves it. Every single time I go out and see him, like he's always nervous that I'm going to put more on there and that, it's going to take away from it. And I keep telling him like, Dad, don't worry, I'm not changing it. It's going to stay the same, but he always looks at it and he's definitely very grateful. But I have some others, like my other like little pieces that kind of don't have too much meaning behind them, more of like a time in my life when that was like relevant. I have my birds. I have two little birds behind my ears. I have my angel bird on my right side, and I have my little devil bird on my right side.
Okay.
Those little birds be talking nonstop. Nonstop. That's actually my favorite. That was my favorite tattoo because it is a very relaxing place. A lot of people would think that behind your ears and like on your neck right there that it's painful. Yeah. It is probably the most relaxing and euphoric place to get tattooed.
Right. See, and I love that. I think for anybody who's got any type of tattoo that, for me, I used to self-harm when I was a kid and younger and stuff. I used to cut on my wrists and do all type of stuff like that. And then it was like, okay, now there's tattooing where my scars can look beautiful and I can really heal. And, all of my tattoos from these waterfalls all represent something to me in my life. Mm-hmm. So, I just highly recommend for you guys who are all going through things, go get yourself a tattoo because you'll never understand how much it will help you heal, especially for loved ones, for things like that it can really help you heal. So thank you so much. If there's anything else you want to say to the chat, your tattoos are fire. And I'm very excited for your surgery coming up, girl. And you got this, man.
The only thing that I will say, like, a lot of people, they think about the pain of tattoos, but I always highly recommend it for anybody that deals with chronic pain. Yeah. For me, it is like when you deal with chronic pain, your body can actually only focus on pain in one area of your body at a time. Yeah. So if you're somebody that deals with like chronic pain, when you get tattooed, it kind of takes your focus off and it's actually very relaxing. For me, I like getting tattooed is very much therapy for me. Yes. It's very relaxing. A lot of people will think like, oh my gosh, it's pain, but there's actually a beautiful thing in pain. And, pain is just your body's way of saying that you are doing something that is absolutely incredible and that's, that's worth it in the end. So I'm big on tattoo therapy, and I highly recommend that you research your artists.
Yes. And like all y'all people just going into random
research
shop.
your artists.
Yes, look at a motherfucker book before you allow them to tattoo your body. I'm trying to tell
not you. Go to somebody's garage. Don't. And here's the thing.
No tramp stamps. You know what I'm saying?
Like
you just somebody garage, you're probably not gonna finish your stuff. I mean, I can't tell you how many
100%.
finished tattoos I've got.
100%. And I will tell you this, good work is not cheap and cheap work is not good. I got very lucky that my tattoo artist and I have a good relationship. It is not always that cheap. So just always remember, if some guy is telling you, hey, I could do that for 50, but another guy's telling you 200, don't go with the guy that tells you to.
Period. You get what you pay for, and this is like on your body for the rest of your life.
Yes,
Like,
it's permanent. And not everybody is good at cover-ups.
Dazzla is 6'7". What a W tramp stamp. I would die.
Big giant one. Big giant one. You're gonna have to do a whole episode about like people's like bad life decisions and their tramp stamps. Like
Bro,
you're gonna have to have a whole series.
We should do like a tattoo horror session where you guys just show us your worst tattoos.
Oh my god, I could give you that one for sure. But thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you, girl. Thank you for just all of your like wisdom and everything that you have, like counseled with me on. I really appreciate you, and thank you for having me.
And I'm there for you all the way, girl. Did you get your dropper yet?
I did. I got my whole box. I got like my so I ordered a robe for when I'm in the hospital. I ordered my slippers. I got my dropper. I have pretty much everything that I need.
Okay.
I'm just getting nervous.
Chapstick too. Get you some chapstick because your lips will be so dry afterwards. Your lips will be so dry, and that it's only one day you'll feel massive amount of pain, girl, and you'll be walking that same day. You're gonna be.
Yeah. I sure hope so.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way, and I can't wait. I didn't have chapstick in the hospital, but I make sure that I tell people, get yourself some chapstick because your shit will be crusty and you'll be very dehydrated and trying to drink, and it will just be fucked up. So I love that. All right, well, thank you so much, you guys. If you guys favorited Miss Ashley Ann, type 1 in the comments. Type 1. I want to see nothing but ones in here. If y'all favorited Miss Ashley Ann, let me get some ones in the chat.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate you.
So much.
Thank you again, Shy. I hope you have an amazing night. I hope you feel better, babe.
Thanks, babe. I appreciate that. All right, guys, that wraps it up for Behind the Ink. What a great show. What a great show. If you guys know anybody who wants to be on the show, please send it. You should let them know, like, hey, you should be on Shar's show if you see anybody tatted up or whatever. She's doing the same thing that I have, so the sleeve. Yes, she is adorable. That's what I'm here. I'm here to share my journey with you guys on weight loss surgery. It is not something to be ashamed of. It's actually covered by most insurance that you guys wouldn't even realize. So health is wealth, man. 2022 is a year of just better health for everybody. It is not that easy, but